Never ever underestimate your ability to make things true, to make things happen for you, my gorgeous Capricornians, because most certainly this November, in between the 11th and the 17th of November 2021, there is going to be the mind-blowing opportunity for you. Mind-blowing opportunity, but that particular opportunity, it's only going to happen through your own wiseness, because beforehand, you're gonna, in between, from the beginning of November, prior that moment, from the beginning of November until the 11th of November, you're actually going to have a really specific situation taking place, and that situation hasn't got anything to do with you, but you're going to become aware of something really bizarre, really crazy, and really ludicrous. But then at the same time, this is going to open your eyes. Some of you are going to be like, oh my God, completely surprised. It's to do with the devilish people. And some of you are going to be having like a really kind of important confirmation when it comes to your life. So this is all gonna kind of be very specific when it comes to you recognizing an important part of your life, being able to kind of make an ultimate change with it. Something you're gonna start, an important and incredible opportunity. And that's why I'm saying, because it's gonna unfold in such a strange and bizarre and unusual way, and you will see that through power of your own subconscious mind, this is going to take you really far. The bottom line is that this month, this November 2021, you, my gorgeous Capricornius, you are going to start something so significant, new option, new opportunity, new beginning, new start. And you know what? It's going to take exactly 53 days until it kind of turn out to be really interesting and really important. And you will see, even at the time, when you were like kind of putting lots of energy towards it, before this 53 period, ends, you will see that, most of the time you will be like kind of like questioning yourself quite a lot. But what you need to remember, that this is something very important, very specific. So the new beginning that you're going to have in between the 11th and the 17th of November, you just pay attention to the actual opportunity, pay attention to what is calling you, pay attention to what you feel attracted to. It's important, because at the same time you're having this time span, which is exactly 53 days. After 53 days, you will know that you weren't wasting your time. You will know that you made the right choice. You will know that you did the right thing. You will know that you took the right turn. This, my gorgeous Capricorn, is important. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Capricorn, and it's for November 2021. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focus is for you, my gorgeous Capricornius, and it's for November 2021. And this is most certainly going to be the month to remember. The more you give credit to yourself, the more you're gonna achieve. The more you give a credit to your weirdness, the more you're gonna achieve. There's some mind-blowing things that you're going to find out throughout the month. These are mind-blowing things that you're going to find out throughout the month. And it's not so much about finding out, but it's more about the actual having confirmations, and you are going to like come across something so weird, and it's going to make you wonder, and it's going to make you question, life, this life, the people on the earth. And it's also at the same time going to open your eyes. It's going to make you so much more powerful in understanding of things, but also it's gonna be a bit of a bitter flavor at the same time, because you will probably gonna go really deep, and you will think, because you're very deep, isn't it? So you will probably going to think how maybe we share this earth with certain creatures that are not even human, but this is all in such a reflection of you being aware of how really weird and probably nasty and very negative certain people can be. But it's nothing to do with necessarily to do with your personal situation, but it's to do with a lot of things that have been happening around you, that you were aware of. So this is going to be a really great eye-opener indeed. By the same time, you will find out your own power, okay? And you will also have this confirmation where you will see the specific sign at around the 24th, 25th, and 26th of November. And this specific sign that you're going to see, it's going to really kind of like make you aware of the fact that that you're on the right path, but also at the same time, it's just all about you stepping at the same time, after that moment in time, into an unknown that you wouldn't do it before. So it's about this sacred experience that is actually going to come out of it. Your number when it comes to the actual numerology, my gorgeous Capricornians, for the month month of November, it's actually 444. 444, it's a very powerful number, and you're reaching a very interesting stage of your life where you are gonna find, you're gonna really have a mind-blowing experience. But it's nothing again to do with you, nothing that it's personally going to affect you, but then exactly at the same time you will know what to do. There's certain relevant adjustment, it's almost immediately going to be needed, but also at the same time it's the time of the greatest awakening. This is nothing unusual for you to happen in the month of November. You are gonna have the moment of the greatest awakening, and this is going to be so interesting, my gorgeous Capricornians, because it's going to happen at the time, you know, it can happen at any time throughout the month of November, but pretty much so the 21st of November, it's going to be like, ooh la la, very strong when it comes to it, you know, very powerful spiritual experience, you know, and this is going to inspire you so much. Something very strange is going to take place. 21st and 22nd of November, something very strange is going to take place, something very unusual is going to take place. But before that happened, you will know, you know, the energy on the 21st and the 22nd of November, it's going to feel like very strange, like a different dimension. And that in itself, it's already going to kind of make you aware that, you know, you will know that something is going to be weird, something is going to be strange. So this in itself, it's going to really kind of like make you have this really powerful experience that I'm talking about. You will see something, but then at the same time, this is not going to be able to leave your energy. It is not going to be able to kind of like move on from your spiritual journey, which means that you are reaching an absolutely mind-blowing part of your life that you should be paying attention to, because it's to do with your spiritual awakening. So which means that there's certain things that you're going to start feeling from in a completely different light, and this is the clarity that I'm talking about. This is the realization that I'm talking about almost instantly. This is the time of awakening, realization, seeing something, having an idea at the same time. This just by itself, it's going to make a huge impact on your life, because what you're going to do, the route that you're going to take, it's not only going to be for you like brilliant, later on for people that are very close to you and very important to you are also going to find this rather beneficial. So there is a very specific longevity that I'm talking about, but at the same time you will become aware of the certain sacrifice. You will know, my baby, that sometimes you have to, like, you know, this world can be like crazy, but sometimes you just have to swim against the current, you know, and you know this because, you know, it is rather important to follow your own intuition. And sometimes when you follow your own intuition, there are certain things that are happening around you that are telling you, the certain things that are happening around you that are not so significant to your life are telling you one thing, but your intuition is telling you another thing. So you do what your intuition is telling you, because this is your path, this is your life, this is your own uniqueness. These are your own steps that you want to take, that you take, not that somebody else wants you to take. So this is why this is so important, because you will become aware of the certain sacrifice, and you know that sacrifice is going to make you feel really indecisive, and you're going to be like, oh my God. But then again, you will know why you felt sad over the last 12 months. You will know why you felt negative. You will know there was a certain trouble around it at the same time over the last year, you know. And most importantly, it's about the restraint that was caused by others when it comes to your life, for example. So this in itself is going to be like, yeah, this is going to bring you like really huge confirmation, and that, you know, that it's going to bring so much within you when it comes to making the next step in your life. And this in itself, it's really put you on the path. You know, a few days later, within the next 7 days later, I would say within the next 7 days later, you know, it's just all about the new plan that you are going to have, and it's pretty much so, it's not a completely new plan, because over the last few years you wanted to do this. It's something that you've been waiting for a while, certain steps to make, but you're just blocking yourself by absorbing the negativity around you. What you see, what you hear, it's making you feel really negative, and that is preventing you to do what you want to do. It's preventing you to move on. It's preventing you to go through your own door. It's preventing you to go through your own portal. My babies, the power is in you. The power is within you. It's shining very, very bright. But if you're uncertain about yourself, then it's just gonna like kind of die within you, you know, and it's gonna need a little bit more help to ignite it. So the power within you, it's going to shine really brightly when you know that you're doing the right thing, but at the same time you know that you're strictly following your own intuition. Okay, this is very important indeed. So it's all about the hope and confidence that you're going to have, that are going to be playing an important role. You know, now this time you will know that there are going to be uncertain efforts connected to it. So I'm saying, I repeat, this was like within the last few years you wanted to do this. So now you will know this power and this strength is going to give you enough of the confidence and vavavumish energy. It's going to pretty much raise your personal vibration. So at the time of uncertainty, you're just going to go like, yeah, I'll just do it, you know. Important. So it's all about the actual new plans, but it's not that new because, you know, there was some kind of attempt that you had before. But this is very important when it comes to you, my gorgeous Capricornians, because at the same time, karmically, I know that this is going to sound really weird, but karmically, someone is going to bounce back, you know, into your life, like at around the mid of November. Somebody's going to bounce back, but in a like kind of negative way when it comes to you. Oh, you think about this particular person, you're like swearing at their name, you know, in your mind, you know, or you just suddenly you think about this person who hurt you like a long time ago, or hurt like somebody who meant to you so much, and then that just kind of reflected on you and your life and your emotions. The bottom line is that it's very important to pay attention to who this is. So it's going to happen at around mid-November, I would probably say. So someone is going to bounce back in your mind, and you need to cut the ties with this person, okay? That can be a rather devilish person, that can be a rather horrible person, that can be a rather bizarre person. But you are having your own moment of karma and the spirituality on your spiritual journey, and you are going to have the ability and possibility to actually cut them out of your life. Karmically, this is going to do you wonder, and it's going to help you to move on. It's not about them. It's about you releasing yourself from this energy. If you don't do this and you just think about someone and then you're like kind of angry with them in your mind, you know, and you carry on, you know, it's going to take a little while, because things are like that in life, and they work like this until we learn a certain lesson, you know, because there is something very important that you are going to get and gain out of it. You may not realize this by right now, but a few weeks after that you will see exactly what I was talking about and how connected things are. So it's very important to forgive and forget, because this is going to bring your karmic revolution into your life, you know. And then on another hand, I really like this very important message and news you're going to have when it comes to your own personal improvement, you know, development and promotion. I really like it because it's connected to the outcome of the past efforts, but it's most certainly going to lead towards your own rebirth. So this is very important, but it's also telling me that your energy is going to be very strong, it's going to be very powerful. You will be able to achieve a lot. So wherever you are, wherever you are, whatever you do, whatever you're focusing on, you need to know that this month you will be able to go that much further. You will be able to go that much more, and at the same time you will be able to find out so much more, you know, because you will go so much further, you know. So this is so important. You will be noticed where you need to be noticed. If you have got an employer, you're like, hello darling, you know, they will notice you without saying hello darling, because your energy is going to be strong. If you're self-employed and you're doing things, then what you're focusing on right now is going to go really far, and it's going to reflect on so many more people than it normally would. If you're looking for work, go for it. It's a strong time to actually get it. By the same time, if you are retired, this is also an absolutely brilliant time to pay attention to the idea that you are going to have, because that idea is at the same time going to change your life, but it's also to do with something like with a very strong connection with your past and how things used to do, and nostalgic feeling before that. It's going to prepare you for this at the same time. Very important indeed. Also, you know, I need to prepare you that, you know, there is somebody who are you actually going to have a quite conflicting influence with, conflicting situation with. Somebody's going to maybe try to wind you up, and somebody's going to respond to you this month like some person, but it's not really important person, but because on that day you're going to feel a little bit negative and low, this is going to be like kind of echoing quite a lot, but it's very insignificant person. So you just say bye darling, you know. So it's somebody's going to try to have a little conflict, but just remember that that person is, they don't mean anything to you, so you don't want to waste your energy whatsoever. But because you're going to be quite sensitive at the time, I would just like to prepare you. You're going to be absolutely fine, don't worry. And also, you know, I really like the progress that you are going to have, but specifically what you have been doing over the last 7 months, what you wanted to achieve. There is a very specific progress that you are going to have from a hard work. This is brilliant, but at the same time, that progress, it's also like kind of to do with somebody very special to you, somebody very significant to you, somebody who means to you so much, like your brother, sister, mother, son, you know, daughter, somebody very, very important to you. It's going to also have a really significant news, something that what they have been doing over the last 7 or 8 months, focusing on trying to achieve. There is a very important progress when it comes to them. So this is going to mean to you so much, because that person is very connected to you. But then at the same time, there is some kind of successful dealing that is going to be around it. So it is not to do with you, but it's to do with somebody very important to you, like it's very sacred to you, like a child or a husband or a wife, you know. But your foot is going to be needed, because you've got the wiseness, you know something that that person is maybe not aware of. So you're just going to need to kind of like watch the situation, you know, from a side, like a golden little eagle, you know, like checking and making sure everything is okay type of thing, you know. So it's all going to be fine anyway. So, and also on another hand, you are going to become aware of the certain reorganization. This is so important, to not waste your energy towards things that you're not so happy about. So this is so important, you know. And because I can see that you, at the time when you're thinking about, oh God, where do I need to put more energy into my life? What means more? What means less? You know, there's some changes going to happen, because I can see that there is a certain cancellation of plans going to take place, you see. So this is really important. On another hand, this month is going to bring you the end of a challenging times. Things are most certainly looking up, and this is going to bring you such a nice relief, so you're going to be able to carry on with your life, you know. On another hand, you know, it is just basically about the ideas that you're going to have, but especially when it comes to the last week of November, there are certain ideas that you're going to have, but they're just going to need a little bit more to work on, a little bit more of inspection, a little bit more focus, because there is so much that is just going to start growing out of it after this moment in time. So this is really important to at the same time communicate clearly and consciously, but at the same time to remain objective. When it comes to the actual my little kitty, my little kitty. When it comes to the actual health and nutrition and things like that, it is just what I was saying before. It's so important to pay attention to actually boost your immune system. I'm sorry, but if I need to say it, I'm going to say it again. It's important to boost your immune system. So you need to take every single day organic acerola cherry powder, or organic acerola cherry capsules, or organic camo camo powder, or organic camo camo capsules. Both of these supplements are big mama when it comes to the actual vitamin C content. So they're natural as well, which is like a must, alongside natural vitamin D3. Even if you're in the sun every day, as I said, I recommend natural vitamin D3 and natural zinc as well. This is very important combination for you to actually take, but at the same time, I would also need you to take something for the actual restlessness, for maybe like a worrying, a little bit of a stress and anxiety that you're going to feel. So I would highly suggest you something like a magnesium. Natural magnesium is like so important, because it's going to help you to relax, but it's also going to help you on so many other things, because a lot is going to be going on throughout this month. And something like magnesium, natural magnesium, you will actually find very effective for so many different things as well. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor. You just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so now before I go to talk about the first date, I would just highly recommend you something like a black obsidian. It's like a must, very important crystal to have, to wear in November. and also in December as well, because it has got this powerful ability very gently to protect us against negative energy, to ground us, to help us to kind of like a thing, to focus on the right things, and especially when we are talking to people we don't like, when we're doing things that we don't like, they drain the certain energy out of us, and then when that happens, we don't respond in the way that we should respond. And it's the same like when it comes to weird days, dodgy days, bizarre days, like different dimension type of days, feeling, you are the one who can feel this so much, like magnifying when it comes to the actual energy. So black obsidian is like a perfect for things like that, because it instantly helps you with this grounding. This comes with sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, my gorgeous Capricornians, as well. Okay, so now the very first date that I would like you to talk about, it's actually going to be on the 1st of November 2021. This is when things are going to start taking off for you without you even realizing, Take your time, because you will become aware of something really important here. You will want to do something. You on the 1st of November, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, this is all about you becoming aware of something, you wanting to do something, but that something is going to be stopping you, something is going to be blocking you. And this will actually go all the way from the 1st of November until the 11th of November. Something is going to be stopping you, something is going to be blocking you, something is going to be preventing you to move on, So you need to, something is going to kind of be telling you, don't do this, don't do that, and this is why I say, take your time, because you will become aware of something very important, which by the 17th of November will become absolutely obvious for you. You will need more careful planning, so do not rush with absolutely anything. And I hope you can hear me, and I hope you can understand me, because it's about you not rushing with anything, because you will change your mind. Okay, so this is so important that this caused you so much kind of like a negativity when it comes to you feeling a lack of strength, because you were like, this is the path that is slowly coming to an end, but it's going to require from you to pay attention to it. And it's also kind of like in between the 1st and the 11th of November, as the time goes by, you will see exactly what I mean, because you will be able to connect this situation to things that were happening to you over the last 9 to 10 months, that you felt really powerless and you couldn't do anything. You felt like your hands were really at the back, and you were like in some kind of like a self-imposed prison, and you couldn't move left, right, backwards or forward. So this is all kind of going to be magnifying here, because as I said, it caused so much like kind of like a lack of strength when it comes to, and you don't like that, and that in itself, it's going to be keeping you going when it comes to the inspiration. And someone quite significant in your life, very important figure, very important person in your life, it's going to inspire you in such a way where you will know that you're doing the right thing. So just remember this, my gorgeous Capricornians. Okay, so now the next sign. Raise your vibration, Capricornians. Raise your vibration. Capricornians. 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 Capricornius, pam, 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 pam. 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 Capricornius, pam, bam, 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 bam. Capricornius, bam, 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 bam. Raise your vibration, my gorgeous Capricornius, because now basically the second date that I was going to talk to you about is going to be the actual 18th of November. So now the 18th of November, you know, there is a very significant past that you're going to find yourself again. But this in itself, it's all about the next step. What exactly do you need to do? This is very personal to you. This is very important to you. This is to do with a certain energy blockage that you had so far, but it's also about your own importance when it comes to your own essence. You know, you will do the greatest when you are yourself and you do things that only make sense to you indeed. So this is all going to reveal to you on the 18th of November exactly which part of your life you need to put more energy in, more energy towards, because you are somehow going to become aware of it through a very kind of interesting situation that you're going to become aware of, and that is going to open your eyes. But it's more like kind of you realizing exactly specifically which goal you need to put more in. It's important because it's about the next step now. There is something also pretty much so to do with you being in self-denial. You're not going to believe something, but but in a good way. You're like, oh my god, am I going to be able to do this? Really? So you just have to give to yourself more credit here. This is so important. And on the other hand, it's about your practical knowledge, and also very important negotiation is going to be connected to it as the result of a rather important outcome. But it's so significant because the more you think about it, the more powerful connection with your past you're going to see. An element of you is missing, an element of you is not here, and that element is going to show itself up in between the 11th and in between the 18th and the end of that month, in between the 18th of November and the end of that month, there is a very important element that it's going to be kind of like obvious to you, something that you're not doing but you should be doing, but it's connected to your past, and it's going to come through the feeling of nostalgia, and it's going to help you so much to realize that, you know, you just like, you do things that only make sense to you, and that in itself is just going to really kind of help you to deal with a certain burden, certain problem, very annoying situation that doesn't make sense anymore, and it's most certainly going to lead to a swift activity, progress, and very important movement in your life. You're going to make a decision that is really going to surprise you. It's going to be mind-blowing, but then again, at the same time, it's confirmation that you're doing the right thing, so it's all going to make sense. The third part of the third date that I'm going to be talking about, but before I go there, I would highly recommend you to get something like a tiger's eye pendant. It's like a must because it is safe to wear throughout November and December, but it's going to help you to kind of attract finances. It's for prosperity, it's for communication, it's doing the right things, it's saying the right things. A tiger's eyes are brilliant because it's got a little bit of everything in, including protection from an evil eye. Okay, this comes with sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Capricornians, you're also supporting my channel as well. The 27th of November, it's actually going to bring a new interest, and the new interest that you're going to have, just pay attention to what this is, new interest, and that new interest is going to confirm something rather devilish for you, the devilish person, the devilish group of people, you know, but also most importantly, the certain devilish person is going to be revealed, and you're going to be like, oh no, it's just going to kind of throw you back a little bit, because this is something that you didn't know, this is something that you weren't aware of, but then at the same time you will see how things are connected. You know, the more you realize this, the more you're going to be able to move on with your life. So the certain devilish person is going to be revealed to you, but then at the same time, you know, you will see that this was actually actually causing the lack of interest in your life when it comes to so many other aspects. So this is all going to be like a part of the spiritual domino that I'm talking about, and it's all about you thinking independently and to not to think, you know, there is nothing you can do, blah blah blah. Never ever think that, you know. Just remember to never underestimate your own ability to make dreams come true. You know, this is very important for you to understand, because in between the 27th of November and the end of that month, you are really gonna fall in love with life again. I'm not saying that you've fallen out of life, but it's just like this very kind of important steps that you're going to make are going to not only help you with your own connection, but you are going to fall in love with, you know, life again. And this is really brilliant because it's going to make you feel so much better. But then at the same time, it's all about you doing the right things and only doing things that make sense to you, my gorgeous Capricornius, you know. It's going to lead like towards you like having a really emotional experience, but also you will know exactly the actual to follow your passion when it comes to things in your life. You know, it's very, very important to also remember in between the 27th of November and the end of that month to be the best at what you can do, okay? Because most certainly your talents are going to be shining really, really brightly indeed. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is going to happen briefly in the first part of November, what to pay attention to, mid part of November and the last part of November. Now the first part of November is basically going to bring you a really important clarity, and that clarity is going to help you to make a choice, and the choice that you're going to make, it's going to be different to what you would normally make, because you are having your spiritual evolution, and this is why this is important. The mid part of November, you just have to take care of yourself as much as you can. There is a lot going to be going on, so think about the balance. Instead of maybe worrying because you're going to find yourself thinking about millions of things, you know, bless your heart, but just try to remember to cut it through nicely through that negative energy. You just basically have to just bring some kind of like a fun into your life. I'm not saying you're not having fun, but you will see exactly what I mean, okay? The third part of November is just like all about you really kind of having certain revelations, but at the same time listen to your intuition and pay attention to the actual signs, you know, because the signs are going to let you know to not to worry unnecessarily. Okay, this is very important indeed, because they're the revelations that you're going to have within the last week of November that is going to make so much clear to you, my lord. Okay, so now my gorgeous Capricornius, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationship and those of you who are single. So for those of you in relationship, you know, over the last 16 months, 1-6, or maybe you haven't been like so long together, you know, but I see it within the last, you know, few months, or within the last up to 16 months, you know, that, you know, something happened, some kind of like a tower situation, some kind of negative situation took place, and it completely threw you out of balance when it comes to the actual relationship, and that in itself brought like the problem that wasn't resolved. And that problem is important to pay attention to, because karmically this is a heavy mama, and if it's a heavy mama, it means that it's just like basically going to be too heavy for both of you not to notice this. So it's going to be keep on happening and coming back until you deal with it, because there is some kind of a very important lesson that it's going to unfold for both of you. So the problem from before, it's going to bounce back, and it's going to require from you both to dig a little bit deeper, because it caused so much like overburden feeling. But then again, by the end of the month, you will realize as soon as you start working on it, when it comes up, that, you know, basically problems are soon to be resolved. So this is a very important month for the actual couples indeed. For those of you Capricornius who are my gorgeous Capricornius who are actually single and ready to mingy, you're also going to do something different. You're going to start bringing something quite important into your life that it's important to you, but all the things are going to start falling into pieces at the same time. One particular specific thing, it's going to really attract you like there is no tomorrow. tomorrow, and you're just going to, you will want to throw yourself into that situation, which means that you are, without too much thinking, you're going to take something on, the new stage, the new opportunity, the new part of your life that you're going to take on, something that you're going to start doing differently on daily or a weekly basis. You see, it's about to bring you somebody very important and very significant into your life, somebody very kind of like a nice, somebody who's going to surprise you, somebody who is very kind of friendly at the same time, but somebody who has got so many kind of like a beautiful qualities as well. There is something so soft and so beautiful going to be about this person, but at the same time so powerful as well. The balance is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, and it's not going to be that long until that person comes in. That person may not make themselves known straight away this November, but it could be December, you know, it really depends. But now this is going to create this sacred beginning that I'm talking about, and it's all going to start with that particular change. Okay, my gorgeous Capricornians, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Capricornians. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you all. Bye. Mwah. Capricornians, bam, 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 bam. Love you.